So this is going to be a update to the run and gun scheme that I'm really excited to give you guys. I'm actually switching my base formation. We're no longer coming out in tight flex or the 5 wide receiver trio. Not that those aren't good, but I like this single back doubles for the fact that I can actually run the ball pretty darn effectively from this formation. There's 3 main runs that we work with on this formation that are very good. One is the HB zone weak, 2 is the HB cutback, and 3 is the stretch alert bubble. So I usually set my run audibles up like this. We'll get into the pass plays here shortly, but I set the stretch and then the zone weak, and I'll come out in the HB cutback. And I'm going to talk about in this video what when you use these runs, right? What they're effective against. So let's quickly talk about. Let's go nickel normal. We'll go over storm brave. Everybody's favorite defense right now. And everybody's just going to walk their guys down and do this craziness. If you see this look, you want to stay away from the cutback. This run struggles against the heavy pressure defense, heavy blitzing defense, I should say, because it just vacates too many gaps. These guys can run through and blow up the play in the backfield. The stretch, however, is very good against this. Now, notice you can't butt pat this stretch because it's an RPO. It's all good. We have another way to run the ball left if we need to. But you see the stretch does a very good job, especially if this receiver gets a block out here. It can be a home run hitter. And the other run that's very good against this is that zone weak. Now, don't worry about the guy motioning in at the moment. We're going to actually talk a little bit about the passing plays that involve that same type of look. But you can run the ball from this. Now, I do want to caution you that this run is typically better when you butt pat it to the right, to the tight end side. For whatever reason, when you run the ball left, there seems to be more sheds that happen. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you real quick. A lot of like that will happen a lot. It's very, very weird. But if I were to go, and it could be just a ratings thing, or I really don't know what the cause of it is. But if you run to the right, you'll see you get a lot more consistent blocking, right? And then you can run that right up the middle, or you could have bounced that outside. So I love that run and the stretch run against the blitzing defense. Now, where the cutback comes in is if you're facing like a stock defense, like a cover 2. This is just a Tampa 2, nobody extra blitzing. This cutback does a phenomenal job, and you really just run this right at the gut. Creates a lot of space for you to run the ball. So keep in mind, HB cutback, good versus base defense. Now let's take a look at the other popular defenses in the game and how these runs match up against those. Again, coming on HB cutback, let's take a look at 3-3-5 or nickel 3-3. Now, it's very tempting to run the stretch against this. I completely understand people want to run the stretch against this. I'm going to show you how it is a little bit difficult because of the alignment of that outside defensive end. It'll create a situation where the overhang defender can run down free. The overhang defender being this safety here, this strong safety. These 2 guys occupy the outside blocks, and he can run down free. So it's a little bit more difficult to get outside against this. So what I want you guys to do when you see this type of look is to run the zone weak. Again, I like to butt pat this run. And if I see an inside stuff guy, I just double team him. Now we got a situation like that where, that was a little bit muddled, but you guys see that there's a crease there to really run the ball. Again, be very careful if you run it to the other side. For whatever reason, the blocking in this game is just very suspect sometimes. I could do literally the same thing, double team, and that guy comes in free. So it's a little bit sus when you run it to the receiver side. I like running to the tight end side. Don't run the cutback against this. This is the same principle as when you're running against nickel over. So against 3-3, you want to be in the zone weak. Now let's take a look at dollar. Dollar is super, super popular right now. The most annoying part about dollar for me is that it stops the run. Well, this running scheme actually does a pretty darn good job against dollar. So we're going to come out in spinner. We're going to press. Again, stay away from the cutback. You really want to look at the zone weak, right? Zone weak, butt pat to the right, double team the nose. And now we got some good one-on-one blocks. It wasn't the best run stick in the world, but you can see that there's creases there to run the ball. What makes this run so good is that they just target better on this run. These guys do a phenomenal job of picking up second level defenders. He turns this nose tackle so he can't make a play. I probably could have cut left there. I probably could have gone through this gap and tried to beat this safety one-on-one. But there's creases there to run the ball. You get solid blocking on this. Now, I know the temptation is to always run the stretch because the stretch, is kind of a home run hitter. But just because of this alignment, we want to stay away from the stretch. Yeah, it'll probably work every now and then, but there's going to be more times than not where a guy runs in free in the backfield and blows you up. And that time, we got a somewhat decent block, but I don't feel like it's a safe run. The safest run again is the zone weak. Now, the other popular defense that people really start to go into when you start running the ball is the 4-3 even 6-1. Now, you can still run the ball against the 4-3 even 6-1, but we have specific passing plays in this set and in this playbook that will absolutely demolish this formation. So let's just show the runs. You can run the stretch against this because each one of those guys on the right side are covered up directly by a man. The strong safety is going to come down. He'll be the free defender going at you, so as long as you make him miss, and sometimes you get that whiff right there, and that's actually that couldn't have worked out any better. So the tight end shipped outside, created a lane for us to run, and then went and got the safety. That is the ideal look. If this receiver gets a block, that's a touchdown. All right. You can also run the zone weak. Still butt pad it. I highly, highly recommend you guys butt pad it for consistency. You've got this. You got the center one-on-one with the linebacker. He's typically not going to shed that quick if you have a good run blocking center. So this is how we really want to set the tone with our game plan, is come out in this formation and really set the tone with the ground game. If you can run the ball effectively in Madden, it does two things. One, your opponent can't pass commit. The pass rush, especially from wide alignments, is incredibly quick when they pass commit. If you don't allow your opponent to pass commit every down, then you're going to be, you're going to be a little bit more consistent with your blocking. The other thing is you can kind of dictate what defense they come out in. If they really are struggling to stop the run and they start coming out in this 4-3 even 6-1, then we have several different passing plays that will absolutely just annihilate this formation. So the next video, we're going to talk about the passing plays from this set. And eventually we're going to, and I think I may have one more video with some kind of one-off money plays that we're going to incorporate into this scheme, but then we're going to go into how everything flows together. But go ahead and check out the next video. I want to go over the passing plays. I know we've talked about them once before, but I kind of been running them a little bit different, and I've realized that they are a little bit more useful than I originally thought. So check that video out, and I will see you in that one.